The hotel lobby was designed to feel untouchable. Polished marble floors reflected the glow of crystal chandeliers. Soft piano music drifted through the air, carefully calibrated to calm wealthy guests after long flights and private meetings. Everything about the Grand Regent Hotel whispered exclusivity. Adrian Walker stood at the front desk, travel bag by her side. "I'm sorry, ma'am," the hotel manager said, his smile practiced and tight. "We're fully booked tonight." Adrian blinked once. "That's strange," she replied calmly. "I confirmed my reservation less than an hour ago." The manager didn't look at the computer. He didn't need to. "There must have been an error," he said. Adrian followed his eyes as they drifted, past her face, past her luggage, lingering just long enough on her clothes, her hair, her skin. Behind him, 2 check-in stations were empty. A bellman leaned against the wall, bored. The hotel wasn't full. The manager simply didn't want her here. What he didn't know was that in less than 10 minutes, someone would walk through those doors who exposed exactly how fragile his authority really was. Adrian had spent most of her life learning how to remain calm when people underestimated her. She was 41 years old, a senior urban development consultant who worked with governments and private investors to redesign neglected city districts. Her job required diplomacy, patience, and the ability to read power dynamics instantly. She knew the difference between confusion and dismissal. This was dismissal. "Could you please check the system again?" Adrian asked. The manager sighed softly, as if indulging a child. "I already have." Adrian nodded. "Then I'd like written confirmation that my reservation was canceled without my consent." The request caught him off guard. "That won't be necessary." "It will," she said evenly. A moment passed. The manager cleared his throat. "Ma'am, if you're unhappy, perhaps another hotel would better suit your needs." Adrian felt a familiar weight settle in her chest. Not anger, not surprise, but recognition. She had been here before. Different city, different hotel. Same quiet message. "You don't belong." The Grand Regent prided itself on discretion. Celebrities booked entire floors. Politicians slipped in through private entrances. Billionaires stayed for weeks at a time and never once spoke to the front desk. Staff were trained to anticipate needs, sometimes before guests even asked. But there were unspoken rules. Certain guests received warmth automatically. Others were scrutinized, questioned, managed. Adrian knew those rules well. She'd seen how people like her were treated differently the moment no one important was watching. Tonight, no one important was supposed to be watching. Evan Holt believed he was good at his job. At 36, he'd worked his way from concierge to floor supervisor to front-of-house manager in less than 10 years. He wore tailored suits and spoke with polished neutrality. Evan protected the hotel's image fiercely. To him, guests were either assets or liabilities. Adrian didn't look dangerous. She looked like someone who might complain. Someone who might ask too many questions. Someone who didn't fit the aesthetic he'd learned to preserve. So he stuck to his version of policy. "No rooms," he repeated. When Adrian stepped aside to sit in the lobby, Evan exhaled quietly. Situation handled. Or so he thought. Adrian sat with her posture straight, hands folded neatly in her lap. She didn't cry. She didn't argue. She observed. Guests arrived after her. White couples, business travelers, tourists. Evan greeted them warmly. "Welcome to the Grand Regent." Keys were handed out. Smiles exchanged. Adrian noted the times, the sequence, the details. Then she pulled out her phone and typed a message. "They're denying my room. I'm okay." She didn't explain further. She didn't need to. Marcus Walker did not rush. He arrived exactly 12 minutes after Adrian's message. At 6'2", he carried himself with quiet certainty. He wore dark jeans, a tailored jacket, no tie. Nothing flashy. Nothing accidental. When he entered the lobby, the energy shifted. The bellman straightened. The concierge looked up instantly. Marcus scanned the room once. Then he saw Adrian. He walked directly to her. "You okay?" he asked softly. Adrian nodded. "I will be." They approached the desk together. Evan looked up, already adjusting his tone. "Good evening, sir." How may I assist you? Marcus spoke calmly. My wife has a confirmed reservation. She was told the hotel is fully booked. Evan forced a polite smile. That's correct. Marcus nodded slowly. May I have your name? Evan hesitated. Evan Holt. And the general manager? She's unavailable. That's fine, Marcus said. We'll wait. Something about his voice unsettled Evan. Not anger, certainty. Marcus stepped a few feet away and made a call. Yes, I'm the Grand Regent, he said quietly. A pause. No, I'll wait. He ended the call and slipped the phone into his pocket. Evan's confidence faltered. Sir, he said quickly, perhaps we can assist you with another nearby property. No, Marcus replied calmly. We won't. Staff nearby began paying attention. Whispers started. Adrian remained silent. Marcus Walker was not a celebrity. He wasn't a politician. He wasn't loud. Marcus was the chief operating officer of Meridian Hospitality Group, the parent company, the one that owned the Grand Regent and 14 other luxury hotels across 3 continents. He rarely visited properties unannounced. He never introduced himself unless necessary. And he never forgot how people treated others when they thought no one important was watching. 5 minutes later, the elevator doors opened. Claire Whitman stepped out. Her face tightened when she saw Marcus. Mr. Walker, she said quickly, I wasn't aware you were on property. Marcus met her gaze. My wife was, he replied. The lobby went silent. Claire turned to Evan. Is that true? Evan's mouth opened, closed. There was a reservation discrepancy. Adrian spoke calmly. 2 guests checked in after me. He didn't check the system. Claire inhaled sharply. Evan, she said coldly, step away from the desk. Security moved closer. Guests pretended not to listen, but everyone was listening. I am deeply sorry, Mrs. Walker, Claire said. This does not reflect our standards. Adrian met her eyes. Then your standards need enforcement. Keys were produced. An upgrade offered. Complimentary services promised. Adrian declined them all. Evan was escorted to the back office. His badge removed. By morning, he would be terminated. Later that night, Marcus met privately with Claire. Documentation was reviewed. Security footage examined. Patterns identified. Evan Holt's actions were not isolated. Mandatory retraining was issued across all properties, not because of Marcus's position, but because of what had been exposed. In their suite, Adrian stood by the window overlooking the city. You didn't raise your voice, she said. Marcus smiled faintly. Yelling is easy, he replied. Listening is harder. She took his hand. For the first time that evening, she allowed herself to breathe. The incident never made the news. It didn't need to. Changes happened quietly. New policies, new oversight, new consequences. And for Adrian, something else settled in. Not vindication, validation. The hotel manager denied a black woman a room. He thought power looked a certain way. He thought it announced itself loudly. But real power often walks in quietly and stands beside the person you decided didn't belong.